Well, hello everybody again. Yesterday we went through all SolidShop picture, and today we're gonna show you some features regarding the G-Code machine simulator. Okay. Uh, this simulator has a lot of research for a CAM programmer to verify and validate his process. Okay, but I want to focus mainly here on the freedom that this simulator provides, mainly because of the GPU-based processor, so the programmer can navigate along his process as he wishes. Okay, so I want to show you some nice tools. How big is the benefit for the validation process? Okay, so let me open here the application. So I have mentioned yesterday, everything starts inside SolidCAM. Okay, we developed along the last years a very nice and easy to use interface. Elena was the responsible for this interface, very well developed. And here, basically, inside SolidCAM, everything that a user needs to do is here on the SolidCAM settings, go to the G-code and just mark here, prepare simulation data. Okay, so this interface will just use every information that you already set inside SolidCAM, your setup information, the position of your fixture itself, everything that you have defined, and this will be automatically exported once you G-code your process. Okay, so it's super easy to use. I will use the same. I won't G-code it post-process it again. Instead, I will use the same file we were using yesterday. Okay, so let me filter here inside my PDM for this machine. Okay, and here's my process from yesterday. Let me open this here, and let's make the machine simulation. Okay, so here is it loaded. Let me just hide the base, make it easier for us to check what we need to see. Okay, so here is my entire process. And then, as I mentioned, I have total freedom to go to any part of the program. Okay, so for example, I can scroll my mouse here, click here, the tool will be at that position, automatically removing all the material from the previous operation. Okay, so I can just go whenever I want. I can jump to the next tool over here, or I can right-click here and go to the previous tool. You know, you just can navigate as you want. I also can create some filters based on comments I have in my program. So in this case, our G-code is generating this MAC description, okay, which MAC is being used for each operation. So I have used this as my navigation, so I can see all operations with its related MAC. So for example, if I jump to here, I will go direct to that MAC position, and then I can see what's going on is starting from here. Then I can use my keyboard or whatever to navigate on the process. This is really special for a programmer. I'm not loading here a large program. It's about 30,000 lines of program. But even though if you have a huge program with maybe more than 1 million of lines of code, even though it's still keeping a really fast navigation. Okay, so let me just go back here and simulate that up to the end. Let me just speed this up a bit. Okay, so here is my completed process. So let me show you another nice feature for the analysis of the programmer. For that, I will hide my toolpath. Okay, so here we are. Let's say, okay, it's all machining. I'm now inspecting if everything is properly. And let's say I want to see how this radius was cut. I'm not sure, so I want to see. I can simply right-click on the surface that I want to investigate and select Jump to Cut. Okay, so let me just zoom out this. So the system will automatically position the tool in that location, and then here I can see how that was performed. So I have total freedom, so if I can put on the bottom of the surface here, Jump to Cut, so it will put position at that exact same location. Okay, very convenient for understanding and inspecting your process during the validation phase. Okay. So let me just again go up to the end here. Okay. So let me show my toolpath. But now I just want to see cutting moves, not rapid. Okay. So here, there's a really nice feature as well where I can give you an additional analysis, is where I can show my toolpath based on the feed rate. Okay, so it will change the color of my toolpath based on the feed rate, and then I can see if there's something not properly defined. So, for example, here I have my color scale, and here I got my slots. So I can see here this one is blue. If I hover the mouse, I can see it's running with 2,000 millimeters per minute. And then I can see in this case, it's in a different color, in a higher value. And then if I hover my mouse, I can see that it's, let me show you here. OK, let me try it again. Yes, here it is. For example, I have on this selection pane here, information pane actually, I have the position that is my tool currently at that point, okay? Which tool was there, which is the feed rate. So in this case, I can see I did something wrong, so it's 12,000 instead of 2,000. And then I can, okay, what's coming up here? Okay, sorry. Again. And then I can see here my spindle speed, what is the accumulated time at that position, and what is the total time for my part. Okay, very, very, very convenient for the programmer to see any abnormal feed rate along his code. Okay, so let me remove this, and let me show you another interesting point here. So let me go home, okay, and then let me find here for drill. I can find all, so you can see I have all strings matching my search. So again, I can double-click here and just jump to that position. Okay. In this case, I want to stop in the first one. And then here on my geometry manager, I want to make a section. Okay, so let me just let me see my tool over here. Okay, here it is. And then I'll make a section.
Does it work? Yeah.
On
okay,
Y
guys,
minus.
I just wanted to mention something for all the guys doing demos here, application engineers, that if you are demonstrating iMachining now on a demo or going to a customer, this new color by feed rate functionality in the simulator will highlight all the optimizations that iMachining makes with the toolpath. All the different, the variation of the feed rates, which is the secret of our technology, now will become visibly clear to the customer how the toolpath is being changed. Not only moves, but also feed rates. And the color will vary greatly due to this new functionality. Okay? So explore this on your demos. We'll make you guys look good selling iMachining.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. So in this case, I have made a section in my on my part. Okay, nothing special here. But one very nice thing that this simulator provides is that you can link the cutting plane for the section with your tool plane. Okay, so this means you get like a dynamic sectioning. So for example, let me reduce the speed here, and I can increase it slowly, so we can see how it looks. Okay, it's too fast. Yes. So it will follow your tool plan, and then you can see, for example, if you're making internal parts or holes or whatever, and you need to keep analyzing how is the internal of that cutting, you can just mark this option, and then it will follow it automatically. So very, very convenient. You don't need to keep making multiple sections in multiple positions. You just follow the tool plan, and then you can analyze it as you very, very dynamic and fast. Okay. Okay. So let me pause up here. Disable this. Close. Okay. Now I want to show you something else that gives the programmer very, very freedom to do whatever they want. For example, let's say I'm using a specific tool here. That will be the first time for myself, but I know this tool has been used in the shop for another programmer, for example, and I want to check what is the which was the cutting condition used in that specific case. Okay, so for example, I'll go back here to my PDM, okay, and I'll clear, I'll search here. The criteria that I want to look is that I want to see proven programs. Okay? This is the first one. I want to see programs that were validated on the machine. Okay, and then I will use an advanced search. In this advanced search, I will look for the code of the ID of the tool that I want to use. For example, I'll put here ABC123. Okay, this is the case that I'm using here because I'm looking inside the content of my program files. So in the PDM, you can search on those fields that I showed yesterday, but you also have an advanced search. You can look in the content of your PDF files, any file that is attached, the content of your NC program. So it makes it very, very powerful to search for reference. Okay, and then I'll make a search. So okay, I have return over here a process from the Harmony machine, in which this trigger was detected. So let me open this process. Okay, here I got my program. Let me just jump here, change for Harmony, and let me make a backplot over here. Okay, here is this process. Let me find for the string my tool ID, ABC123. Okay, here we have it. And then here I can see that this tool here is using this feed rate. Actually, we have a parameter here with is R3 in this case. Here it's easy to detect, right? That it's declared over here. But let's say you have like a longer code and you want to see this, you can just navigate here in this tab called variables. Okay, and here you can see the value for that variable at that line. Okay, so this is dynamically updated, and you can also track all variables that are being used along your process as well. You can see that not only the variables that we are declaring, but we also can follow some machine variables. For example, in this case, P2L or position limit plus. So this is also can be used along the process and properly verified. Okay. One more thing I want to show here. For example, I want to play with this simulation, but I want to play with this as well here at the same time. See, so you don't have to stop a simulation to make another verification. So you can try with your computer, have a graphic card, and tell me how many processes you can stack in parallel. But in this case, I'll stop with 2. Okay. But it's really, really nice if you need to make a second verification when you have like a main program being developed, okay? Very nice for the programmer. Also, we have explained, we have our interface, right, for exporting data from SolidCam to the G-Code Simulator. But we have customers where they have like 2 CAM system, okay? They use SolidCam, but they also have like a node system where they still use for some applications, okay? So you can ask me, okay, can they use this simulator? The answer is yes, okay? Because this system has its own also tool manager, okay? So he can create here his libraries of holders, cutters, and assemblies. So in that case, if they are still tied to an old system, they can also use our simulator, but then they need to build their own tool library, okay? One last thing I want to show you, just to wrap up this, is also from here, we can save this simulation to an external file that can be opened in any device, any Windows device for sure. And this does not require any installation or license, okay? So you can share the simulation with the shop, with your customer, with anybody, with anyone. Let me reopen here because I closed by accident. Here, this is the one that I have exported. Let me open you so you can see how it looks. Again, no license required, no installation, just send this to the person you want. One thing that is very interesting is that even though you can have a large project, the system will keep it at a maximum of 25 megabytes. So you can even send by email, even though you have like a large project. Okay. And here we have the same tools for verification that we have inside the main application. Okay. So very, very convenient as well to share with anyone who would be interested in understanding how your process was developed. Okay. Okay. So with this, I close my presentation. Thank you, everybody.